moment and get comfortable. Hi, welcome everyone to our Yoga for Everybody session today. My name is Skyla Ramirez. It is hot outside. Today's session is going to focus on being able to regulate your body temperature to cool you off energetically. Even if you're just passing through, running errands during the day, getting out in this heat can be really trying on your kidneys, your lungs, your heart, your circulation. So we're going to work on a few movements today to improve overall kidney function. Hopefully we're all drinking more water, so we want those kidneys to be functioning optimally. We're also working with the adrenal glands because the heat can cause a lot of fatigue and it can be stressful on the body. So we'll work on that as well today. And of course, the air has been thick here. The air quality has been low with the humidity, pollen, and dust. So we're going to do some cleansing techniques to work with your heart and lungs today. To get started, I invite you to find either a chair or have a seat on the floor, maybe even lie down on your back and just come into a position where you're able to create the most comfort for your body while we work on the breath, pranayama. Our breathing technique we're beginning with today is a cooling breath. Should you have any obstructions with the breath, maybe it's hard to breathe because of the mucous membranes in your nose or throat, or maybe there's asthma present. Should you have any sort of breathing challenges, just know that you can close your eyes and you can do this technique witnessing the breath. You don't have to actually physically manipulate it. It has energetic and physical properties that are beneficial to us. We're beginning with the breath, Chandra Veda. That means the moon breath, invoking or drawing in the energy of a cool moon energy. To do this, first, let's start the breath with no hands, just witnessing the energetic character of the breath. As you relax, if you're seated, please lower the chin, relax the back of your head. Pay attention to the inhale, and as you inhale, imagine a blue light coming into the left side of your body. As we exhale, sensing a red light leaving from the right. Inhaling, absorbing blue. Exhale, releasing red. Working first with the visualization of the breath, activating parts of the brain that can become a little underactive when we're stressed or when we're tired, activating more circadian rhythm and balance in the brain and body this way. Inhale, see blue on the left. Exhale, red on the right. If you're not seeing the colors, sense the presence of the colors. As we inhale, we sense a soft, cool, silvery blue energy moving into the left side of the body. Pause at the top of the breath. As we exhale, we sense a warm, almost a gooey, heavy, red breath leaving from the right. Inhaling cool blue light on the left. Exhale, warm, heavy light on the right. Now we can always stay with just the visualization or just sensing and shifting the presence of the breath, or we can add on to this a physical manipulation with a specific hand movement. To do this, take your right hand up and curl down your index and middle finger. So whatever fingers you use to make the peace sign, curl those fingers down and leave the other fingers up. We're using our thumb and ring finger for this breathing technique. To begin, use the thumb against the right nostril. Just gently press into the outside of that flap of your nose. Inhale into the left. And now take your ring finger, close off the left nostril softly. Exhale from the right. Close off the right. Inhale left. Close off the left. Exhale right. Let's keep that rhythm a few more times and maybe close your eyes as we physically manipulate the breath, still sensing the presence of that red and blue light shifting through each side of the body. One more for each side. Inhale left. Exhale right. Now relax the hands and just breathe easy into both nostrils. If you're in a seated position at this time, let's take our time to come down onto the floor, lying on our backs. Grabbing pillows, blankets, or any other props that we might want to use for comfort in the practice. Is paying special attention to your neck and your back when we're lying down on the floor. To come down, we might want to lie on our sides first, allow the spine and the blood pressure to stabilize, then roll over onto your back, keeping the knees bent. Let's draw the knees up in towards the chest and hold on behind your thighs, allowing those knees to rock a little bit left and right. When you're ready, come to a still point. See that the knees open to hips width distance, then lower the feet down to the floor, keeping the feet flat. Let's extend the arms up, back, and overhead, reaching and stretching the armpits, perhaps reaching so dynamically that it lifts the ribs and the belly away from the floor. You could accentuate this lift by pushing your hips down and trying to pull the shoulders down towards your hips while reaching out with the fingers, creating a restorative fish expression. From here, relax your low back, middle back, relax the arms down beside you as well. Let's take those feet out wider than the hips now and allow those knees to sway to the right on your exhale. Inhale, knees through center. Exhale, knees to the left. Exhale as if you're fogging a mirror, releasing heat. Inhale, center. Exhale, releasing heat. 2 more. Last one. Let's bring it to center. From here, keeping the knees wide, let's draw the left knee in towards your armpit or towards that left arm. Hold on behind the thigh to get a stretch across your hips. When you're ready, slowly release that out. Let's take our right knee out towards the right armpit, pressing down that left hip so we get a stretch across the pelvis and hips, promoting healthy lymphatic drainage off of the groin and the legs. Let's slowly place both feet down. Walk the feet into the distance of the hips. Let's press our hands down beside us onto the floor. On the next inhale, slowly tilt the tailbone up, just a gentle pelvic rock. So we're not pushing into the feet to lift the hips into bridge. This is much more subtle, and it's going to put a special type of pressure into your kidneys and adrenal glands. Just a tiny lift of the pelvis, and then release it down. Good. From here, exhale all the way. Inhale, tilt. Breathe into the chest. Exhale, relax. Just 2 or 3 more. Inhale, tilt. Exhale, relax. One more. Let's add in a little more of a hip lift now. It's a baby bridge expression. Inhale, pull up the pelvis first, then push into the feet, and maybe lift just with 10% of your effort. Exhale, relax, and let those hips touch the floor. Inhale, peel up, push into the feet, small lift. Exhale, relax, and lower the hips. Try a couple more with your own breath, at your own pace, taking time to dissect the movement. It's a tilt, lift, lower, release. Let's stay in that position with the hips released. Let those knees go left and right again. Let's let our bodies roll all the way over onto one side. From side lying, take your top arm up and stretch it over your head. So I have my bottom hand under, my arm is under my ear and the arm is extended straight out. If this creates pain in your shoulder, bring the arm in front of your body and maybe rest your head back on a pillow or a blanket. Let's take the top arm and you would circle it around. The palm is facing down towards the floor with the top of the arm over your ear. Imagine your top hip is pressing away from the waistline. You're either opening your liver or your intestines. We're just allowing that space to release tension so that maybe we can have better absorption of nutrients and better circulation all around to keep our bodies hydrated. Inhale into that upper lung as you reach with the arm. When you're ready, lower that top arm down. You can roll to your back and roll to the other side, or use that top hand to gently press up. Then swing the feet over and lie down on the other side. Again, we might have that bottom arm in front of us with our chest open, or bring that arm out, palm is up, resting your head on that inner forearm area. Let's take our top arm, circle it back and around, allowing the arm to reach overhead. The palm of the hand is pressing down towards the floor, maybe even to the palm of that bottom extended arm. Allow your top hip to drop away from the ribs. If you're lying down on your right, we are opening the stomach and the intestines. If you're lying down on the left side, you're opening the liver today. Either way, promoting optimal circulation and hydration. When you're ready, inhale into that top lung. And then exhale, let it go. Let's take our top arm down in front of our body, pressing down, coming into all fours or into a seated position for cat and cow flow. We're changing up our cat and cow flow today to dissect the hips, giving us a little more awareness in the kidneys and adrenal glands. Again, working with fatigue from the heat and also working with the kidneys since we're probably drinking more water. From here, we're just flipping the hips back without a lot of lift in the chest, keeping the upper back fairly neutral. From here, slowly pull the hips under without a lot of rounding in the upper back. So upper back is neutral, and we are isolating that movement in your hips and low back. Inhale, flip the hips back. Keep the neck and the head soft. Our gaze is down towards the floor. Exhale, pull the hips in. Tuck that tailbone under. Contract the belly. Inhale, release. Exhale, contract. Find a powerful breath, especially with that exhale. Inhale. Open the throat. Contract the lower belly when you tuck the hips. One more of each. Inhale, relax. Exhale, contract. Heavy exhale. Now release the hips back. Bend the elbows. Slowly walk those hands forward, maybe 2 or 3 inches forward. From here, we're shifting forward and then press into your arms and round the spine with the body angled forward. It's a little bit like a kneeling plank with rounding in your upper back. From here, release the hips, push back, coming into a crouching cow position, or sometimes we call this the puppy dog pose because it's not quite down dog and it's not quite child's pose. From here, let's bend the elbows, come forward, round the spine, pull up, tailbone under, cradling the organs in the hips, rounding through that upper back. Exhale, release the hips back towards the heels and stretch under those armpits. Let's try 2 more. Bend the elbows, come forward, round the spine, cradle the organs in the lower hips and belly, round the upper back, hang the head loose. Exhale, slowly take it back. Finding the breath, inhale in place, come forward, round the spine. Exhale, take it back. When you're ready, slowly walk the hands in for support. Let's look between our hands to step 1 foot forward into a lunge position. From here, we may want to use a chair or another prop to safely tuck the back toe, bringing that back knee in and forward. So both feet are at hips width distance in preparation for a strong mountain foundation. Allow your body to hang loose, shaking out the neck and the head. Exhaling from the throat. Let's walk our hands up to our thighs, supporting the spine, straightening out our arms so we create a flat back, flat, more neutral spine. Let's slowly come up to standing, taking our feet out to the width of the hips or pelvis, rolling those shoulders down and back. Let's inhale and scoop up our breath, reaching to the sky. Exhale, sweep the arms back. 2 more just like that. Match a breath up with your movement. Inhale to reach. Exhale from the throat. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. Now just the left arm comes up. Sweep it back and around. Reach straight up like you're holding on to 100 helium balloons. Push down into the outer blade of your left foot. Reach down with the right hand as if you're trying to touch the outside of your right foot. Breathe into that upper left lung. Big inhale. And now exhale, take it down. Let's inhale the right arm up, sweep it back and around, pressing up towards the sky, reaching dynamically with your fingertips. Press into the outer blade of the right foot. Reach down with the left hand to the outside of your left foot. Inhale into the upper right lung. Big breath in, expanding with that stretch. Exhale, release. Let's bring our hands together at the heart, stepping our left foot back, a casual stride, and bending that right knee. From here, let's take a gentle twist towards the right, bringing our right hand onto our right hip. Inhale, take that left arm straight up, just a little twist today with that dynamic stretch. Inhaling into the upper left lung, maybe straightening out that right leg while we're in the stretch. Press back into the left heel while you reach up and around with that left arm. Big breath in. Exhale, release it. Let's bend our right knee. Step forward. Feet are at hip or pelvis width, sliding that right foot back. Hands come to the heart with the left knee bent. Inhaling, slowly taking that right arm up, big breath in, add in a little twist to the left hand to your hip or waist. Inhale, reaching up, keeping that active bend in the left knee while we push back into the right heel. Maybe at some point, straighten that left leg and continue to push back into that right heel. Inhale with that dynamic twist and lengthen the spine. Let's bring it to center, both hands down to the hips, bending our left knee. Let's step forward, feet at the width of the pelvis bones or hips, moving into chair flow. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, sweep the arms back. Keep the palms up as you sit your hips back, coming into chair pose with the palms up. Option to lift the heels, working on balance. Drop the heels, inhale, sweep it up and around, reach to the sky. Exhale, back and around, palms up. Let's sit back, lifting the heels, working on balance. Lifting the heels can also alleviate pressure in certain parts of the knee. So some people who have tenderness in their knees report that they feel more comfortable when they get a little lift in their heels. Let's drop those heels a couple more times through. Inhale up. Exhale back and around. Palms up, elbows tight to the waist, shoulders pressing back, lifting the heels. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale back and around. Little heel lift. Strong through those quadriceps, strong through the hips. When you're ready, drop those heels, forward fold. Hands can go to the thighs, legs straighten out a little bit, hips press back as we walk our hands down the legs. Let the head and neck hang really loose. Shake the head yes. Turn the head left and right. Find a still point for your body, keeping the knees soft. Let's reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to the heart. Stepping your left foot back, keeping a bend in the right knee, establishing a casual warrior one stance. From here, let's circle our right arm back and around. Reach that right arm up to the sky, then pat yourself on the back. Let's take our left hand down and around so the knuckles are by your low back. Left foot back, left hand by the low back, right knee bent, right elbow pressing up towards the sky. If you know that your shoulder is a little tender, maybe there's even some frozen shoulder symptoms, you can lower that elbow down or put the hand at your waist instead. From wherever you are, maybe close the eyes and feel for the breath moving from your left hip through the navel up to the right lung. As you exhale, imagine a softening in the right chest, in the belly, and then the left hip. This can be done from a chair, So at any time, if you're noticing that you feel winded, or if your body is fatigued, this happens often with the heat. Lower your expectations of your body to be able to exert the same energy in the summer. Inhaling from the left hip to the ribs, up to your heart. Exhale, relax the heart, relax the ribs, relax the hip. Let's release those hands, taking them down beside us in our Warrior One stance with that left leg back, right leg forward. From here, let's turn the left heel in, facing the long edge of our mat with the right knee bent, finding Warrior Two pose. From our Warrior Two expression, let's bring our right elbow to the right thigh, and then gently take that left arm from that waistline or hip. Take it down in front of your body. Then inhale, circle it and open it up. Exhale down. Inhale, circle up. 2 more. Heavy exhale. Circle it. Let's slowly bring that left hand to the waist. Rise up. Flip the right palm up. Reach straight up with the right hand. And maybe let that left hand reach towards the outside of your left knee. Keeping a bend in that right knee in our reversed warrior expression. We can look up towards the hand. This can be pretty strenuous. We can look in the direction of our heart or over the back left shoulder. Big inhale, reach. Exhale, relax. One more big breath. Let's lower that hand. Turn the right toe in and slowly inch your feet in towards each other. Let's find our strong mountain stance. Let's gather the breath a few times. Inhale, gather, inhale. Exhale back. One more. Big exhale from the throat. Let's bring our hands to the heart, stepping our right foot back, keeping a bend in the left knee for our casual foundation of Warrior One. Bringing the right hand to the low back. Inhale, circle that left arm straight up, then pat yourself on the back. So again, this could be done from a seated position. Your Warrior One can be done with that right leg back behind you on the edge of a chair. You could have the knee bent a little bit with the support of the chair. There's way less pressure on the joints, so way less effort also for your heart, for your respiratory function. Holding it here in our Warrior One expression, let's notice the breath while we keep the cow space arms. Notice it low in your right hip, through your belly, up to your left armpit. And now exhale, relax your arm, your chest, your hip. 1 or 2 more, breathing across the body. Inhale, right hip, belly, armpit. Relax, armpit, ribs, and belly. Maybe 1 more. Let's bring both hands together at the heart, finding our Warrior One foundation with that right leg back and left knee bent. When you're ready, turn the right heel in. Keep a bend in that left knee, and let's find Warrior Two pose. Left knee bent with the right leg back, from either seated or standing, either way. Looking past the left fingertips, let's take that left elbow onto the thigh, reaching out with your right arm in Konasana, side angle. Let's lower that arm back behind us, coming around clockwise with the arm. Inhale to open, exhale to close. 2 or 3 more. last one. Let's rest that right hand by the low back, coming up with the left hand, palm up, reaching straight up to the sky, reversed warrior. Looking up is very traditional. It also maybe is the most effort as we're working against gravity. Looking in alignment with the heart may establish more of a neutral neck and spine. Looking over to the right can give us maybe an interesting stretch through the neck. You might feel it from your left ear back down behind your shoulder blade. Move towards comfort in this. If you're noticing any pain at all, change positions. One more big breath. Exhale, relax. Let's slowly turn both toes in, inch the feet in towards each other, and let's move into our standing balancing pose today. Our standing balancing pose is dancer's pose. This can be done seated as a hip stretch, or it can be done standing as well. From standing, hold on to some sort of support. It could be a chair or a wall. Take your outside leg. So wherever your prop is, we're going to call that the inside leg. Whatever hand is on a prop, keep that same leg on the floor. From here, let's lift the outside leg with that free arm. We can reach back and around for the outside of our ankle, if that's comfortable for your body. If you know that the reach feels uncomfortable, stand with your chair and maybe prop the knee up on the chair with the other leg standing. So you're in the same body position without having to compromise safety in the pose. Maybe we still reach down with that knee pressing into the chair. You could be free form with this. This can be done seated. When we're seated, we're almost halfway off the chair. So we definitely want to practice noticing our center of gravity. To do it from seated, I have my right leg I'm pulling up. So I'm just leaning into the left, lifting that right leg and letting that knee kind of hang on the outside of my chair. Holding onto the ankle. And I'm holding onto my chair with my left hand to counterbalance me. No matter where you are with this, try a deep breath up through your lungs, from the belly to the ribs, to the heart. And then exhale, relax. Just one more. Now let that breath be at ease. Slowly let go of the foot if you have a grasp. Let's slowly take it over to the other side, either standing or seated. Let your body choose for you. If you're standing or seated, we're lifting that outside leg, sweeping it back to hold on to the ankle. And if you're seated, you can always try allowing that one leg to hang off the side of your chair. If you've never tried this expression before, I do highly recommend it as we get a lot of the pressure off the joints and off the hips. Naturally, we might notice more of an opening in the hip. And on the chair, you're still having to balance a little bit. You'll notice that your body is still maintaining some muscular tension to keep you from tipping over. At least 2 big breaths here. Let's release any tension on that leg. Go ahead and walk the feet around. Let's roll out the ankles, move your body around, maybe grab a sip of water as we're moving into the final stretch of our practice today. Let's take our time to come down towards the floor from a forward fold, taking one leg back, lowering our knees, and then taking the other leg back. We're coming around into an easy seated position. And we may want to grab a blanket to elevate our hips just a little bit. A little goes a long way in some of these seated postures. It helps us to have a more neutral low back. And when the low back is a little more neutral, That usually means there's less compression in your back. When there's less compression, there's more mobility and healthy flow of energy, blood, and spine fluids. Let's straighten the legs out in front of us, seated tall. We may want to bend the knees just a little bit. That way we don't lock out those joints. Finding a tall seated staff expression. Let's inhale both arms up and overhead, reaching with both arms, pulling up and out of those side ribs and armpits. When you're ready, find a big exhale from the throat. Come down just maybe a quarter of the way. Resist the urge to really stretch right now. Instead, we're going to just ease into this as we're going to ease into opening up your kidneys and adrenal glands. Inhale, little lift. Exhale, big exhale, come down maybe just an inch. Inhale, small lift. Exhale, down a little more. Now just keep that rhythm. Inhale, small lift. Exhale, down a little more. Keep that rhythm until you know that your spine is in a position where you've reached your maximum stretch. And that's different for different people. If you know you want more of a stretch, but maybe this position is putting pressure on your abdomen and lungs, take your feet out wide, and this way you can come forward with the knees bent, allowing your ribs and the belly to have some space. No compression here between the thighs. There's a lot of reasons why the body might want that space. If you had breakfast this morning, maybe this pressure in the abdomen is uncomfortable. So make that space and move towards comfort. Exhale from the throat. 2 more. Inhale. Big exhale. Let's cool off the body. 1 more. Slowly walk the hands in. From here, bring the feet together if you have them separate. Let's bend just our right knee and cross that leg over the left into a seated twist foundation. Already here, we're probably able to lengthen and turn just a little bit towards that right bent knee. You can hold that left hand around the shin, maybe hook that elbow around that right knee, or I like to take my right hand down to the floor, lean back a little bit, then slowly twist from the waist and rotate so that your rib cage brings that left elbow outside the right knee. Palm is facing up. We can look over to the right, just a gentle shift in the gaze, finding Ardha Matsya Asana, Lord of the Fishes, half Lord of the Fishes. Lengthening through the spine. Softening the body, not putting too much effort into this twist. Twisting postures are very powerful all on their own. They can generate a lot of heat. So we want the twist to wring out any toxins or any fluids that the body is processing. At the same time, we don't need to put a lot of effort into it. We definitely don't want to promote more heat. When you're ready, slowly come out of the pose. Let's switch out the legs, extending the right, bending the left, crossing the left leg over the right. That is an option. If this creates pain in your hip or back, keep the left foot close to the right knee. Let's slowly begin that gentle twist. Gently embrace, come around, embrace your body, coming around with that right hand over the left leg. Maybe the left hand is behind you and you can lean back a little. And then maybe we rotate at the waist and the rib cage and the shoulder to bring that right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Palm is facing up in our half Lord of the Fishes expression. Our gaze is gently shifting over to the left. Let's take the next 3 breaths to observe just a little bit of silence, a little bit of stillness in the body. Use that nice, peaceful energy to slowly bring you around to center. Let's extend both legs and shake off the knees. If you're on a blanket or a perch, make sure that it's a pretty big support. You might want to sit on the middle of your blanket or the middle of a pillow. If it's a small block or something, I recommend that you come down to the floor as we work a little bit of core. For our core work today, we have Navasana, boat pose. For boat pose, you have a few options. Supported boat would have your hands on the floor, bending those knees in close. We can lean back and then hover the feet. You can always do 1 foot at a time. That way the body has a little bit more time to process which muscles need to be recruited in order to lift that leg. So you could do 1 foot at a time or both. You can lift those legs up so that you have the calves parallel to the floor. You can point your toes and extend the legs out into a V if you'd like to add maybe a little bit of a Pilates spin to it. Our other option is to hold on behind the legs gently with your hands. So try not to wrap with your elbows close. Instead, it's just the palms of the hands sliding just under your thighs. Seated nice and tall, we can lean back a little bit. Keep a little bend in the elbows. Keep the chest nice and open. From here, start to try to lift your heels and slide those feet back. Knees are bent. And then maybe hover the feet just a little bit. Just like our variation with hands on the floor, it can be 1 foot at a time. At any time, no matter which variation you have, you're welcome to try taking the hands away from the body. Keep pressing the knees in towards each other. Maybe even touch your knees and toes together. Notice if there's a difference versus knees and feet at hip width. This is one that you could use a yoga block with, squeezing a yoga block or squeezing a core ball between the knees. Take in a big inhale, and now exhale. One more, strong core, inhale, lengthen the spine, act surprised, and then relax. Touch the toes, open the knees. Let's counter that and cool off with butterfly pose. Relax your upper back and heart. Let the head hang loose. Practice those heavy exhales. One more, make it audible. Really listen for that exhale. Let it all go. Let's slowly come up, bending our knees in, taking our time to maybe roll over to one side again. You can lie down on the floor in any way that suits your body. Patterns of movement can be very unique from person to person. Lying down on the side is one pattern of movement that we use to reduce vertigo and other stressors on the body. Not everyone has these stressors, but you're welcome to try this. From lying on our side, let's lie down on our backs. Moving into just a final few easy stretches on the body. Let's bring that left knee in close and make your foot flat. You're pulling your toes towards you. Take the knee out to the side and cross that left ankle over your right thigh. Holding here in our expression of a pigeon pose. If you think you want to deepen this stretch, you could always lift your right heel, slide the foot in, and lift that right foot off the floor. As the knee lifts, keep that left foot flat. Take the left hand on the inside of your left knee, and you can push it away just a little bit. Option to take your right hand under the back of that left ankle. Hold on to that left ankle. Pull the foot in while you push away. You can use your right knee, press the right knee into the leg to also assist the stretch. Relax your jaw. Holding for maybe 2 more heavy exhales. This is a hip and back stretch, so big exhales can help release tension there. There's that connection between your jaw and the pelvis and the hips. Relax the jaw, stick out your tongue. When your body is ready, let that foot come down. Let's slowly switch out the legs. Left foot is flat. Let's draw that right knee in. Pull the toes in towards your knee, flat foot. Open the right knee to the side. Rest the right ankle on top of the left leg. We may hold it right here. This right here involves a tremendous amount of movement in the hip and thigh. So you might just want to hold it here to maybe create some different sensations, maybe create more sensation. Bring your right hand onto the inside of that right leg. You can push away. Maybe lift that left heel, pull the foot in and lift up. Keep pushing away with that right hand on the inside of the right knee. Option to take the left hand, come under that right ankle, and then pull your ankle in while you push the knee away. You could also pull that left knee into the leg, creating a little more resistance in the stretch. So that left knee pulls in, left hand pulls the ankle in, press away with the right side. Exhale from the throat. Stick out your tongue. To come out of this, slowly let go. Uncross the legs. Let those knees sway. Allow your body to move in any natural way at this point, any way that you feel is going to get you ready for meditation. So as we prepare for meditation, get comfortable. If you're in a pretty cold room, maybe grab something to put over your feet or over your shoulders. Let's allow the arms to come out away from the body, just outside from the hips. And maybe you straighten your legs out or use a pillow or something under your thighs and knees for support. As we get comfortable for final meditation, just sit here and maybe sense the presence again of that cool blue light outside the left side of your body. Inhale, absorbing that light. Pause at the top of the breath so that that cool wave of energy bathes over your whole body. Exhale, seeing a red light, sensing a warm or a heavy energy leaving from the right. Inhaling, absorbing blue on the left. Exhale, red on the right. Let's practice this for maybe just a couple quiet minutes, focusing on the presence of that color, the presence of the cool coming in, the hot leaving the body. Noticing any parts of the body that are tight and just allowing them to soften. Let's bring awareness to the body. Again, from this peaceful place, deep in your breath, wiggle your fingers and toes. If you know that you can lie here a little longer, go ahead and just give your body that gift of stillness, the gift of relaxation. For those of us that maybe have some appointments in our schedule today, I invite you to move a little more. You might want to bend your knees and let those knees sway. Roll over onto one side and use your top arm to gently guide the body up to seated. Find any tall seated position. For closing today, we can bring our hands together at the heart, lower the shoulders, lengthen through the crown of the head, bow the head just a little bit. Practice a few deep inhalations. Exhale, really exaggerated on that exhale, releasing heat. One more. From here together, we can bow and close. Namaste, everyone. Go enjoy your beautiful, bright summer day. Please drink lots of fluids. Stay hydrated. Get you some fresh fruit. That counts. If you drink tea or other beverages, remember caffeine actually dehydrates you. So if you're going to have teas or sodas of any type, please lean towards no caffeine. I already had my coffee this morning, so I got that out of my system. It's going to be water the rest of the day. Y'all go have a fantastic day. Namaste. I will see y'all next week.